Hi there. All right, so this video is going to be part of your virtual Pioneer Week series on YouTube with these videos. It's definitely a little bit different than the videos you've seen from Miss Ball and Miss Sanders though. I'm not dressed as a pioneer and I have technology, whereas they were, getting eaten by goats and making bread. I just wanted to make a video to show you guys a game that we would have been playing on our Chromebooks during the last couple of weeks of school when we did the Oregon Trail simulation and the Pioneer Week simulation at school. So in your free time, I would have shown you guys this game at school. And it's kind of fun. And it's relevant because it's about the Oregon Trail. And your parents might recognize it. I played it when I was a kid, like your age, maybe a little bit younger. So there's two versions of it. There's the regular Oregon Trail game that your parents might recognize, and then there's an easier version to play and get started because the original one kind of complicated. So that's why I wanted to show you guys how to start the game, how to get set up and play a little bit, and then I'll show you the other version. So to get to it, I just Google Classic Reload Oregon Trail. Classic Reload is the website that has the games, and that'll pop up with this list. So the Oregon Trail, the first one, that's just the original like pixely original game. And then down here, the Oregon Trail Deluxe, that's the newer version of it, and it's a little bit easier. But I'm going to click on this first one and show you guys how to get started and some tricks to start it. So this is what the site looks like. It's kind of annoying because there's going to pop up like ads and stuff on the side. And my computer doesn't do it for some reason, but there's this full screen button right down here. And that should, make the game full screen. For some reason, it doesn't work on my computer. So I'm just going to do on my little keypad or touchpad, when you use two fingers and then you spread to like zoom in, I'm going to do that just so that this little window actually becomes kind of full screen. Close enough. Move my little, there we go. Okay, so this is what the game itself looks like, just this black and white screen, the Oregon Trail. And I was going to show you guys just how to begin. So there's a couple hints. You cannot use your keypad and your mouse to move around the game. You can't navigate with your finger. You have to type in the numbers and press enter, or sometimes you have to press Y for yes or N for no. So something you need to know. So here's just the main screen. You have a couple options. You can travel the trail, that's just playing the game. You can learn about the trail, see the Oregon top 10, that's like the top 10 scoreboard for highest scores. You can turn the sound off and just other stuff. So I'm just gonna, on my keyboard, press on the number 1 and then press enter to submit my choice. Okay, so when you get started, you have to choose what kind of person you want to be, what job you want, okay? There's pros and cons to all of them. The banker from Boston starts out with more money, but they don't earn as many points as the carpenter or the farmer, okay? So you can click on number 4 to decide and see the differences, but I'm just gonna pick 2. I'll be a carpenter. I'll have some skills, but not as much money as the banker, but that's okay. So I'm pressing 2 and then enter. And then I have to name everybody in my wagon. So I'm the wagon leader, so I'm gonna type in my name. And then you have to make names for all the other people in your wagon. They're gonna be like your family that you travel the Oregon Trail with, okay? So I'm just gonna, Luna, my dog, Cheese, my cat, Mac, my other cat, and Ollie, my third cat. So you just have to make names for all the people in your wagon and make sure they're capital letters because they're names, proper nouns. And then once I have all 5 names in, I press enter to submit my choices. And then are these names correct? So double check the spelling, and then I'm gonna click on Y on my keyboard for yes, and then enter. So I'm getting ready to leave. I have to decide when I want to leave Independence, the city. That's where on our reading trail maps in our classroom, that's where you guys all started, where your push pins started on our reading trail was Independence. So I'm leaving Missouri and I have to travel the trail. I have to decide what month I want to leave. If you leave too early, then it might be too cold when you start, or You might have some weather issues. If you leave too late, you'll still be traveling in the winter. So you'll get stuck in the mountains in the winter. So you kind of want to pick a middle month. You can also click number 6 to ask for more advice. So I'm going to just choose 2 for April. Okay, so before leaving, you have to buy supplies and equipment to make the journey. I have $800 in cash, but I don't have to spend it all now. So the banker would have more money than that, and I think the farmer would have less money than that. I think the farmer only has like $400, so that's kind of tricky. So that at the bottom says spacebar to continue. So always just look for the clues it gives you. So we're at the general store, gotta buy some stuff. We need a team of oxen to pull our wagon and clothing for summer and winter. And lots of food, ammunition, and spare parts. Okay, so here's kind of your shopping list, your little totals. So you just click on what number you want to go to. So I'm going to start just at the top of the list with 1, and I'm going to buy some oxen. And this guy, Matt's general store, he kind of helps you out and helps you figure out how many of each thing you need. But remember, you have a budget. Mine is $800, and you don't have to spend all of that. You might want to save some money because when you journey on the trail, you'll need money later. So I'm going to click number 1 and go to oxen. And it says there are 2 oxen in a yoke. So a yoke is like they're connected. They're a little like pair of oxen. And he recommends to have at least 3 yoke. So 3 groups of oxen. And it's $40 for a yoke. So how many yoke do you want? Well, I want the 3 that he recommends. That might be too many. He might be, you know, trying to just take your money. So you might just be recommending more. I'll go with his recommendation and say 3. So 3 times $40, my bill so far is $120, okay? And remember, I have $800 I could spend. I don't want to spend all of it. So next, I'm going to go to 2, which is food. He recommends taking 200 pounds of food for each person. So I have 5 people, 200 pounds each, and it's 20 cents a pound. And they do the math for you, but you know, you're 4th graders, you could do it too. So 5 people, 200 pounds of food, that would be 1,000 pounds. That's a lot of food. I could go a little less, just so I'm sure I have food, or just because, you know, I could go hunting later. And hunting on this Oregon Trail game is really difficult. I'll show you what it looks like when we get started, but oh my gosh, it's hard. So I'm gonna go with his recommendation and get 1,000 pounds of food. That's only $200, so that's okay. Next is clothing. Oops, 3. So clothing, 2 sets of clothes per person. So I have 5 people, 10 sets of clothes. I'm just gonna go with 8. We'll save some money there. We'll just wash clothes. Ammunition, so bullets for the gun, because you have to go hunting on the Oregon Trail. That's how you get your food. There's forts along the way that you would have stopped at to buy supplies, but you may run out of money, or you might get too sick to get to the fort. You know, you might run out of food before you get there. So you definitely need bullets to go hunting, so 4 for ammunition. They come in boxes of 20 bullets, and each box is $2. I think I'm gonna get 10 boxes. Okay, $420, they still have a lot left. Spare parts, so that's different wagon parts that might have broken during the journey. So you're gonna want a few spare parts. How many wagon wheels? Well, each part is $10 each. So an extra wheel is $10. The axle that connects the 2 wheels is $10. And then the wagon tongue is $10. So I'm just gonna I'll just get 1 of each. That might not be enough, but we'll see. Okay, so there's my shopping list so far. I'm good. You can buy as much or as little as you want. If you buy too little though, you might have a really hard journey. If you buy too much and run out of all your money, then you might get stuck later on. Okay, so I'm gonna press the space bar to leave the store. Good luck. They're so loud. The music and the like design of the game is so old school. So there's Independence, Missouri on April 1st, 1848, the day I leave. Okay, so this is like your main screen of the game sometimes. It gives you kind of like status of what's happening. So the weather is cool, our health is good, our pace is steady, so how fast we're moving is steady, and our rations. So that's how much food we're eating are filling. So we're eating enough food to get full, okay? And these are our options for things we can do. We can continue on the trail, check our supplies, look at the map, change our pace, change our food rations, stop to rest, attempt to trade, talk to people, or buy supplies. I'm gonna look at the map. Whoa, okay, so here's Independence, Missouri, where I'm starting. The star is gonna be where you're at. So I have to go all this way along all these different sites and forts to finish here in Oregon City, okay? I have a long way to go. Still the first day though. I think I'm gonna change my food rations right off the bat though, number 5. So filling, large meals, meager, small but good enough. Bare bones means they're barely eating and your people are gonna starve. So I'm gonna go middle of the road, number 2. All right, now I'm gonna click number 1 to start the journey. I have to actually travel the trail. So continue on the trail is how we start moving. And this is what it looks like. So it says from Independence, Missouri, it's 102 miles to the Kansas River crossing. So that's my first big site that I'm gonna get to, my first big landmark. And it kind of gives you the status of how things are going, how much food you have, how many miles, stuff like that. So if you press the space bar, you start to move. And at any time you can press enter. I'll show you, see there I'm moving and see the days are going up, but I can press enter at any time to stop where I'm at and I can have these options again. And now it says hunt for food because now I'm not in a town, I'm not in Independence anymore, I'm just on the trail. So I could have stopped to hunt, but I still have enough food. So I'm not gonna worry about that. But at any time you can just press enter to stop and you have these options again. Okay, but I'm gonna go back to the trail, number 1. Okay, oh, Luna has broken an arm. So you don't actually see any of these things happen, but something on the trail happened. Maybe got run over by the wagon or something, and Luna, one of my wagon team members, broke her arm. So bummer, nothing I can do. But I only have 2 miles to the landmark. Everything is still good. Health is still good, it says. So, all right. Then the next day, April 7th, which is my birthday. It says, I am now at the Kansas River crossing. Would you like to look around? Why, yes, I would. The music. So this is what it kind of looks like. I mean, it's a game. But that would have been your first stop on the Oregon Trail. Okay, so health is still good. Pace is still steady. Okay, I'm gonna continue on the trail. Oh, but I'm at the river crossing. I have to cross it, right? So I have to cross the river in order to continue. The river is 624 feet across and it's only 4.3 or 4 3/10 feet deep in the middle. So that's not that deep. I have some options. Okay, so I could ford the river, means just take my oxen across and just try and drive straight through the river. Or I could caulk the wagon and float it across. So that means plug up all the holes in my wagon and try and float our way across. Or I could take a ferry across it. So I could pay a ferry boat to cross. I could wait a couple days to see if the river conditions improve or get more information. 4 feet is not that deep. I'm gonna try to caulk the wagon and float across. So I'm gonna choose number 2. You never know what could happen though. Okay, there I am crossing the river, fingers crossed. Hopefully nothing else bad happens. One of my people already has a broken arm. Come on, wagon. Oh, had no trouble floating the wagon across. All right, awesome. Okay, so now I'm continuing. It's 82 miles to the next river crossing. So that's my next site, okay? So spacebar. So I'm continuing. See, there's the river I'm approaching, but I'm gonna press enter. And this is basically just how it goes the entire time. Eventually there will be more situations and scenarios. You'll have to make harder decisions like the river crossings and stuff. But hunting for food is the only other thing I wanted to show you because it's hard. I'm not always successful at it in the game. It's really difficult. You have to move around with like the arrow keys and I'll show you. It gives you instructions. But so 8 is hunt for food. Okay, so the enter key is to start walking or to stop walking. So you press it and you'll start, press enter again and you'll stop. It's hard. And then just the arrows, the side to side arrows is where you point the rifle. Very hard. I don't have these number keys. If you have like a number pad on the side of your keyboard, you'll have this. And then the space bar is to fire the rifle. Okay, you're gonna watch me do this and it's gonna be ugly because it's really hard. All right, wish me luck. Okay, oh, I got one. Oh, I went the wrong way. So to move, I press enter. To stop, I press enter. And then I kind of use the arrows to move the gun. Oh, I got another one. Guys, this never happens. I tried this earlier today to practice and it wasn't working this well. Oh, a buffalo. Oh my gosh. I'm a professional. I swear this did not happen earlier. I got a bunny. Oh my gosh, a rabbit, technically. Holy cow. I'm feeling like a pro. Okay, so I got 1,067 pounds of meat, but I was only able to carry back 100 pounds. Lame. I mean, it's a game, so I didn't really kill animals. But okay, so I got 100 more pounds of food, so that's good. Okay, so I can now continue on the trail. I could check my supplies. I could change my food rations, our pace. Maybe I'll change my pace. Maybe I want to go faster. Right now I'm going at a steady pace, so that's the slowest one. Strenuous is a little more difficult. Grueling pace is like you're running. It's hard. So I'll change it to strenuous. Okay, and then I would, number 1, continue on the trail. Okay, so I'm at the Big Blue River crossing. Would you like to look around? Yes. Music is really something else. Beautiful. Okay. So this river is 245 feet across and it's 4 3/10 feet deep in the middle again. I'm just gonna attempt to ford the river. See, so now I have my oxen and they're pulling me across the river. It's getting deep. Oh gosh. Oh no, I lost supplies. It's too deep to cross. I lost a wagon ton. I lost 949 pounds of food. That's like all my food. Mac drowned. Oh no, and I lost 2 oxen. That's bad. Okay, so that was a bad idea. That was very unsuccessful. Oh my gosh. Dang, I was on such a high after doing so well hunting and now this. Okay, well, sorry, Mac. No. Gosh. Okay, well, anyway, I could continue playing this for the whole thing and it's really fun. And if you make it with all your people alive to the end, you get the points and you get more points for how many people survive and how successful you were. And that's how they decide the top 10 in the scoreboard and stuff. But that's how you play the game. If you need help, let me know. I can try and give you some tips and stuff, but hopefully that'll get you set up and how to make some of the decisions and how to hunt and stuff. Gosh, I can't believe Luna broke an arm, Mac died. All right, so that's that one. And then Classic Reload Deluxe, I'll just go back to my Google search. And then this down here is Google, or the Oregon Trail Deluxe game. And it's much easier. See, like it already looks a lot different. I'll zoom in again. So if you start, it has to kind of get set up for a second. This one, it's just easier to maneuver in general. Some of the choices are easier. Hunting is way easier on it, although I made it look pretty simple. But so this one is a good option too. If you play the first one, if you play the original one and it's a struggle, try this one. It's also a lot of fun. So there's, oh, loading. Okay. Better music too. That's nice. Okay. Great. Wonderful. Let me play. All right. Travel the trail. This one, you do actually get to use your mouse. Okay. It's kind of funny. All right. Travel the trail. Okay. I'm not going to read all of that. You should. Load game or new game. So if you can save your game and come back to it on this one, that's nice, because on the other one you would have to just start over if the page closed. So new game, and then you do the same kind of strategy or the same steps to begin. You have to put in your name, you have to decide on a job. This one has more jobs though, and you can click this help button to decide or to get advice about the different jobs. Banker, blacksmith, carpenter, doctor, farmer, merchant, saddle maker, and teacher. I'm obviously going to be a teacher. But they would have different skills and different, pros and cons to each one. Okay. Other people in your wagon, you can rename them. So if you click, it keeps going back up, sorry. Anyway, you can rename them if you want to, delete and retype the names. I'm not going to. I don't know why it's only showing me half. It won't let me scroll down. Let me scroll down. There we go. Okay. All right, so you have to decide how much of each thing to buy. I only have $400 to start with. So you make the same choices, all the same kind of parts and food, bullets, everything like that. And then this one just kind of looks nicer, I guess, than the other one. See, like all the detail in the game and everything is just a lot different. So pounds of food too, that's going to be successful. I'll just buy 50 sets of clothes, that's crazy. I don't need boxes that many, I need 10. Okay, pounds of food, let's get 1,000. Okay, oh, now see my total, $530, that's too much, I don't have that much money. So about 500, still too much. What else can I get rid of? Let's just get 2 of each part. 400 exactly. Okay, so if I bought all that, I would not have any money left over. Probably not smart, but oh well. Gosh, keeps. Okay, starting date. Gives you some advice about when you want to start. I'm just going to start in April again. Okay, and this, see, it looks a lot different than the other game. The music. So it shows your conditions over here, the date, what the weather is like, distance traveled, and how your wagon is doing. Okay, health. You always want it to be good. It's hard to keep it good though. And then your options are over here. So trade, talk to people, you can rest if people are sick. Pace will change your pace. You can hunt, buy stuff, rations, that's your food. Status, so you check the health of everybody, guide for some help and advice, and looking at the map. Okay, so continue. And there I am traveling. Okay, so same kind of thing. It's a lot of fun if you guys want to play these games. Hopefully this has been helpful to show you kind of how to get started, because the first one at least is very confusing on how to start and what to buy and stuff, and hunting, very hard. Oh, and this one shows your status as like a diary almost. So it says like April 1st, what happened? April 4th, I took the wrong trail, so I got lost for a while. So as you move along the trail too on this one, it will kind of show you a red line for where you're going. So that's kind of fun. And now the weather is very rainy and everything's going fine. So, all right, I've reached the Kansas River crossing. Okay, well, anyway, you guys get the point. I'm not gonna make you guys watch me play forever, but that's how you get started. Hopefully this has helped. If you do play one of these games, let me know. They're a lot of fun, not as fun as it would have been, for us to actually play the real Oregon Trail simulation at school, where we, have to make all these decisions, and we would roll a dice to see, if you survive the river crossing or not, and, decide which trails you took and stuff like that. So, but hopefully this makes up for it a little bit. All right, I'm gonna somehow get out of here. Okay, bye guys. Have a great rest of your day, rest of your week, and a great summer.